Well, let's start with this one right here.
Okay.
That's from Mel.
Okay, Mel, what's your question?
Mel asks, so how important is it to feel, is personal feel to club fitting, i.e. how the club feels to a person when swinging it?
Well, I'm sure you get that question a lot here at the club fit. What would you say?
Well, it's a great question, and you have to have an idea of what you're looking for in a club. We're going to guide you in certain directions, but certainly there's a major part of club fitting that has to do with me asking that question. How does it feel to you? Even if the numbers say one thing and the club doesn't quite feel the best to you, I'm going to still look for something that feels a little better and try to get similar numbers so you're happy with not only the feel of the club, but the look of it, and still getting performance. We're talking about club head weight, the weight of the shaft, what's the balance of the club. So yeah, that's certainly a big part of what we do here.
Yeah, and then kind of something we touched on briefly is, when you grab a club and you stand over the ball, and if it feels good, you're just going to get this positive image in your mind, and that's really going to help you hit a good shot. So
absolutely.
Good question. Hopefully that answers Mel.
Yeah, let's go on to
what else do we have?
Well, here's one from Megan.
Okay.
You want to read that one?
Yeah, Megan. She just inherited some clubs from her dad. Well, that's great, but they're too heavy. So do you have any tips on swinging a heavy club? And would a club fit benefit me? Yes, Megan, absolutely. You know where to come here at the Annika Academy. But let me tell you, we see this a lot here. And I know you're here every day, but I can tell you a lot of, especially, women inherit clubs from their husbands, or in this case from her dad. And, what happens is when you have a club that doesn't fit you, you start adjusting your swing. You're not going to get the club head speed. We saw it there. You're not going to get the ball up in the air. So, even injuries, really, if you have a heavy club.
Yeah, you can hurt your wrists, you can hurt your shoulders, your elbows. Tennis elbow is a real common thing with heavy clubs. So my tip for you on swinging heavy clubs is just don't do it. Come on in for a club fit. We'll help you out.
What else do we have?
We have another one here.
Okay.
That's from Danielle.
Danielle, yeah. And the question is, any drill to improve driving distance? Absolutely. There are a lot of different things. Obviously, we talked about having the right club in your hand, and there's a lot of drills. I can tell you that one thing that people try to do to hit it further is they just use their arms. They grip the club and then they just swing it with arms, and which means there's no rotation. They're not really using the whole body. And keep in mind, the whole body is where you're strong. Your chest and hips and legs and back. Everything together. The timing is a key. So a quick drill here without seeing your swing is to put your feet together and really feel when you swing back that you're rotating. Take the shoulders coming back and then coming together in one piece. So you're not just lifting the club up and coming down. I don't know if you want to add something to that, Mark, but
I do.
Let me hold this one and you can show me.
Razorhawk driver featuring forged composite material. It's 8 yards longer than titanium. Oh, that's an easy answer.
I think that. Perfect. Okay, we have Ellen here. How do you take your swing from the range to the course?
I'm going to let you answer that.
Okay, well, that's $1 million question because we see so many great swings on the range. Because on the range, there's really no, you're probably not thinking so much. You're just hitting ball after ball. You can find your tempo, and it's just really, you might have one target in mind, but it's not as, you're not as focused on the range most likely. So really the key to taking your swing to the golf course is to trust yourself. And when you practice on the range, practice the things you're going to do on the golf course. Because if you just practice something else and then do something else on the golf course, it really doesn't make a lot of sense. So trust yourself on the golf course and not always swing 100%. Maybe swing 90%. Really feel like you're making good contact with the ball. So very good question and something we see a lot.
How long was your pre-shot routine?
My pre-shot routine was 24 seconds to be precise. So don't stand on the golf course and take minutes to get ready for a shot, because on the range most likely you only would take 20 seconds. So
practice your routine and bring that to the course. Good question.
Good luck.
Oh, let's see.
What else do we have? Maybe I can ask you while you look for some questions, Mark. I know that out here you get a lot of questions.
Yeah, why don't I just hit
on
some
grip
of
or
those?
Something like that. The grip is important. We mentioned the club and the degrees. We mentioned about the shaft. What about the grip?
Incredibly underrated part of club fitting is the grip, and so many times we have people come in here and not just for club fittings but for lessons and packages, and we're just amazed at how worn out their grips are, and it's almost impossible to hold on to the club. So the number one thing that happens is you start gripping tighter, and your arms and your shoulders get tense, and you just swing with your arms because of that simple piece of equipment. It's the easiest way for you to improve your game, just by putting on the proper. And not only if you have some problems maybe with arthritis, we get you something that's a little softer. If you prefer something with some cord material because you maybe sweat a little more. Putting the right type of grip on there, not with your technique, but it gives you that confidence. Like I can hold on to the club and maybe swing a little bit better with the big muscle. So, we make sure that the size is correct, and then if there's any other issues, like I said, a lot of people are suffering from maybe carpal tunnel or arthritis. We'll get something that really works out to benefit that feeling.
And one question I just thought of quickly is, what's the difference of graphite and steel shaft and irons especially?
Well, when we're talking about graphite and steel, it's mainly swing speed that we're looking at. If you have the proper amount of swing speed and strength, then it's always good to try out that steel because the steel shafts are going to respond a little more. They're a little more lively. They give you a little more spin from these faster swing speeds. Something with a graphite shaft with a faster swing speed, I think you may have to try to control your swing a little more. You may have to kind of slow it down and try to feel the club a little more. But if you have the strength and the swing speed, definitely want to recommend the steel. But the graphite shafts, it's come a long way in technology. There's so many different players that play graphite now that played steel and are benefiting from that just by getting something that's a little more solid feeling. And there's a little more weight to graphite shafts too that you can add. If you're going from steel and you're a little bit concerned about that weight, you can get something with a little more weight and give it that feel of the steel, but still that forgiveness of the graphite there.
That's very good. Yeah. No, I appreciate that. Thank you, Mark, for answering those questions. I mean, I'm one of those players, I just grab a club and like I said, either I like it or not. So
you're an easy fit.
Well, thank you very much. So, but before we just say thank you very much, I just want to tell you about this promotion we have at the Annika Academy. It's called You Pick Two, and what that means is you pick 2 out of the 3 following, and one is a club fit here with Mark or my sister Charlotta, or a private lesson, a golf lesson, or go out on the golf course and you can play one of the 3 signature courses here at Reunion Resort. They're design courses by Tom Watson, Jack Nicklaus, and Arnold Palmer, and they're really fantastic golf courses. So if you want to know more about that, of course, you can go to the website, theannikaacademy.com, and check out everything, and we would love to see you here this summer, improve your game, and help you win that club championship. So having said that, again, thank you, Mark, for joining, and thank you for joining us. This concludes our second webcast. It's been a lot of fun. I love spending time in here and learning a lot more. And talking about more, we will have more webcasts coming up. So, but they're not all going to be a club fit. They can be about food. It could be about wine, maybe golf design. So how about you as one of the participants? How about you tweet what you're interested in hearing and seeing? So you can do that at Annika59 or hashtag AnnikaAir. So thanks again for watching. Thanks for participating. It's been a lot of fun. And let's get going on the next webcast already.
Just want to make one. Let's thank our friends at Callaway. All right, they're a big part of what we do here with our Callaway Performance Center. Remember.
Absolutely, and winners play Callaway.